Hey, hey people. Good morning, good evening, good lunchtime, whatever it is, wherever you are. Welcome to sunny Edinburgh, where of course it's not particularly sunny, as you can see from the weather forecast over there. It's just after 6 in the evening, and it's getting a little bit damp, or at least that's going to happen soon. So I'm here trying the 21-day challenge with Ecamm and Cap Show, although I keep wanting to call it Chip Shop for some reason. I might just be getting hungry. It's that time in the evening. So I thought I'd just stream live to YouTube, which is something I don't normally do. In fact, I don't know that I've ever just streamed live to YouTube, so I'm not really expecting anybody to jump in and watch me on the live. However, what I want to do is explain all about what Ecamm is and why you should potentially be using profile templates, because that's what I produce. So Ecamm, if you haven't already heard of it, is the world's best live streaming platform. It's Mac only, it's super simple to use, and you can do everything that I'm going to show you today using Ecamm only. The difference is, what I've done is I've created some templates here which are all built around an Ecamm profile, and you can just go grab a template, and with a double click of a mouse you can load up all of the scenes that I'm about to show you. So different scenes with different volumes of people and different borders around them and different positioning for each of the cameras, all loaded into a profile for you. So you don't have to go create any of this at all. It's all in there for you. You literally are just going to go in and put in your names in the positions of the name placeholders, and then perhaps choose what you want to be sharing on your screen, or decide how many guests you're going to have involved in your particular show for that particular day. And all of the scenes are pre-made for you, right up to having lots and lots of people. And this now can also fire straight into Zoom. So Ecamm for Zoom is integrated into Ecamm, so this could be your Zoom meeting, your next Zoom meeting. And what we got in the middle of the scene there could be your screen share, it could be a web share, it could be an application, it could be an active Zoom speaker, so that when Martin was speaking, he jumps out big in the middle of this Zoom meeting. So you could have a whole load of board members or team members sitting around, and you could say, hey Neil, could you take this one? And the next question comes in and you go take the next question. Or you could be focusing around comments and bringing in comments. Again, in this particular case, I've got comments and maybe a slideshow going on in the background to let people comment on my slideshow. Or I could just be focusing on the comments themselves with a guest if I want to do that, or with 2 guests, or indeed with 3 guests, or many more guests if that's what I really want to be doing. So pretty much each of these boxes, wherever they're placed, can be for anything. So here I've got the active speaker in the center. Probably should have zoomed in on myself a little bit more, but all of these scenes are already preset. So there we've got one with a web widget showing my website for a whole bunch of other profiles that you could go have a look at, some of which are paid for, some of which are free. So there's always free stuff up there to get and play about with, including some animated text overlays and some experiments with the Zoom active speaker and things like that. So all sorts of different things, and you can tweak things around on the profile as well. So if you want to take this particular profile and this particular scene and play about with it, then I can do that. So if I say, hey, do you know what, I don't think I want that plain background in there. Prizes for anybody whose notices what's happening with my comments there. That's just a little added extra. But if I decided I wanted to change this out of frame, I could just go change the color, I guess, or I could drop in a background. So I could drop in my own background, and I can potentially tint the background and play about with it, or change the colors completely if I want to. So let's go back up to a more simple scene up here, just with a couple of comments, and I'm going to change the background again because you're going to be able to see what's going on here, and with me playing with a little setting or two in Ecamm. So let's change the background. So I've changed my background again, but what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to change my frame as well. So at the moment it's very, very dark, but what I can actually do is change the opacity on that frame and drop it down and start to bring in some of the background. So I'm still maintaining the frame, but my background is sort of blending in. Now in this particular case it meant that my name placeholders have kind of disappeared because the text has gone the wrong color, but I can go in there and I can change those very easily. So maybe I should just try and do that. So if I just come in here, and you won't be able to see exactly the buttons I'm pressing, but I'm just going in to edit the text, and I'm just going to change the text color, and I'm going to change that text color to a sort of a deep grey, I think, and then save it, and my text has come back up, and I should save this one as well. I'm going to edit that text too, just to show you how easy it is to make the changes, and I'm going to change that color to the dark grey as well, and save it. And suddenly that looks all right with my corporate logo potentially in the background but blending into things. Now I could also go and change the comment placeholder here as well. So if I want to change the comment placeholder, I could also have that blending in if I really want to as well. So I could just drop that down a little bit more. So I'm getting a little bit more of my logo showing through, if that's what I want in the background. The alternative to that would be to actually get rid of the logo completely if I don't want that in the background, and I'll go back to just having an outer frame, and I can actually change the opacity, so that's quite grey at the moment, but I'm going to actually lower that down again a little bit. So I'm going to bring that right down so that I've almost got an invisible frame going on in the background, so just a very light frame. And then if I wanted to change the colours on that again, I can. So I could say, oh, I don't know that the text box wants to be that particular colour. I can then change the text box and make that a bit lighter, or I could go change the text and make that darker, or I can actually decide, oh, do you know what? I think I'm going to change that outer frame, and I'm actually going to make it a gradient. And that's two particularly ugly colours, so I don't like those colours, so I'm going to say, oh, let me change the colours a little bit, and then I'm going to come in to the frame again, and maybe I want to make it go to purple, and I want to choose where that gradient sits. I can just go move the gradient around till I decide, yeah, that's the kind of look and feel that I want, and that's me decided, right, okay, yeah, that's good. Or maybe I want to go change that back to something entirely different. I can do that as well by just getting rid of that outer frame and then put in a different background if that's what I want to do. So again, I can pick and choose to tint the colors and all sorts within that. So Ecamm profiles, loadable, literally double click and the profile is there, and all of those scenes are set up within the profile, and there's some free ones you can go and have a play about with, and then ones like this, which I would call the premium level, I will perhaps be selling those because I need to sell some of them, I guess, eventually. But that's it for my demo, and I'll be interested to see what Capshow pops out for me. So from Edinburgh, cheerio for the moment, and I will load this up to YouTube, then load it up to Capshow, then link it into the group, and I think that's the order of things. So I'll try doing that. See you later. Bye from Edinburgh. Cheerio.